many people would have definitely told you this, that it's a fabulous series and it's so beautiful at the outset, and as you start to get into it, it gets murkier, yet beautiful, yet ugly, yet beautiful. It messes with your mind. It messed with my mind when I watched it. And though I couldn't relate to any, although I couldn't identify with any character, but I did relate to the world and how a person wants to just cross that line and be a part of that final lot. The whole series is so grey. You can talk so much about it without even being able to come to a solution. It's like that.
And I don't think you should come to a solution.
Yeah.
I think the best stuff we watch asks the right questions. It doesn't tell us what to think or what to do or how to believe.
Yeah.
It just asks the right questions over and over again. And it leaves you with that conversation.
Yeah.
I don't believe that good art should be able to be explained away.
Right.
It touches things that you can't quite articulate.
Sobhita, your character Tara Khanna might be that one woman who married somebody for his money. There's a saying that says that, loaded guy, there's a saying that says you don't have to look for someone who's exactly like you, but you have to find the missing link in your puzzle. So you have to contrast in a marriage. Yet as I see the trailer of the new series, the second part, I can see that there was a flash of a bitter divorce and things like that. Certainly the movie has carried forward. Tell me, did you like the character that you play?
I absolutely did.
You liked her?
I did. I do. I actually, I feel quite privileged to represent a woman like Tara. It's very convenient to side with a
holy.
I mean, no one is that anyway.
Yeah.
But I think it's comforting to people. But I think it's nice to be seen for all of who we are. And when a character has her share of shortcomings, and they're not really disguised, they're out there to a large extent. And there are also things that she does right, and she, I think, accepts herself as she is.
Yeah.
And I think that's a really healthy representation, because everyone is flawed in their own way. And I as a girl, when I watch a show like this and when I look at a character like Tara, it really frees me from having to perhaps be this, I don't know, vanilla, virginal, coy, all good kind of an image that, you know, the mainstream good girl or desirable girl is.
Yeah.
I think it's nice to step away from that, and it's been a privilege to play a character like that. I definitely draw a certain amount of inspiration from her.
You play that person who has a camera in his hand, is photographing everybody, and you're the lens. You're probably me. You're the person watching the series.
viewer, the audience.
Yeah, the audience. Talk about from where you began, the first day of shoot, or probably the character that was given to you in the script, and now where have you taken it to?
So I've put my colors in. So this character is written by these wonderful writers, Zoe Akhtar, Reema Karti, and they write a framework, and I fill the color in. So they make a drawing, and I'm left free to make the colors. And sometimes they tell me, don't put yellow over there, put gray, red over there, and sometimes put green. So it's a collaborative process, creating a character. Otherwise, I'm geeky and I break my character down into whatever, body movements, voice, and then you build a person. And so that's the approach to building a human being, and to understanding why they feel the way they feel.
Yeah, yeah.
And why they speak the way they speak, why they sit the way they sit, what are they,
Yeah.
So that you construct this person with the help of your director, and we call it a character.
Yeah, we do. And Jim, I would like to know the same thing from you, because I watched you in Neerja. I guess that was your first film? First film, Neerja. And of course, Padmavat and Death in the Ganjan, so many. And every character, you're such a different person. And you're a person who has an accent. But when I watch you in that project, you seem like a part of that universe, a part of that culture.
How did you lose your accent?
No, that's not, don't trivialize it.
No,
That's
no,
what I'm trying to say,
he's a
that
wonderful
that's
actor.
something
Yeah.
that only an actor does to the character. So when you get a script in hand and you got the character of Adil Khanna, he's a very quintessential business tycoon from Delhi, and maybe in his 40s, and handsome, and he has a taste in everything. From that till now, from the first day of shoot probably till now, how have you seen yourself, your character evolve in your mind? Where have you yourself taken it to?
I don't believe you need to like your character or not.
Right.
That's your personal business,
Right.
and I think you even need to have a certain amount of discernment and judgment about that, because you don't want to accidentally do things that you don't like about your character,
Right.
right? In a way, you're getting to live out an instruction for life, right?
Yes.
In one way or the other.
Very true.
So, but he can't be boring.
Right.
He can't be boring.
Boring.
That's the cardinal rule, in my opinion.
Wow.
So you want to make the character interesting whether you like them or not. And the challenge in season 1, which Nitya and Zoya and Rima and Alankrita and Prashant were all ready to embark with me on, was instead of depicting a character that can easily be written off as a two-timing lying bastard,
Right.
we make a character who is genuinely in love with two people and is confused.
Yeah.
He is still this other thing to an extent,
Yeah.
but what motivates it is not an intangible that we can't understand, but instead is something that we can try to understand, which is that there is love there. And I had a lot of theories in the last season about what may happen afterwards, and a lot of where I started to come, I think not even while I was doing it, but after it had come out,
Yeah.
I'd come to this idea that embedded in the relationship of Tara and Adil was a boss and receptionist role. And Adil was never able to take that piece out and try to look at what he was actually married to.
Yeah.
He just didn't take the time.
Yeah.
But some part of him knew
Yeah.
that actually they're very similar.
Yeah. True.
They're both ambitious. They're both a bit cutthroat. They're both a bit single-minded.
Yeah.
They're determined to achieve what they've set out for themselves.
Yeah.
Actually, if he could have taken that piece out, maybe they could have become like a, what's that TV show? Where he keeps knocking, tuck, tuck, Kevin Spacey now, not a House of Cards.
House of Cards.
Ah, okay.
So this kind of
Yeah. Okay.
Macbethy
True.
couple, you
Yes,
know,
yes.
both driven, both ready to do what it takes.
True.
Maybe it could have
Yeah.
been something like that, but I
Yeah.
don't think he was able to take that piece out.
Yeah.
And that was the downfall to their marriage.
Yeah. Sobhita, I've loved your performances. You started off with the Raman Raghav, am
Yes,
I right?
yes, yeah.
Raman Raghav, and then I watch you in these beautiful, spectacular, huge, opulent film like PS 2. A film like this, a series like this, Made in Heaven, where a woman definitely is not your average heroine type. Is it a tricky space for an actress or just the right thing to do?
I want my work to be viewed by a large number of people because that's what gives it meaning. I mean, like you were saying earlier, stories, more than anything, they want to be heard. It was...
That is what I said.
It is that with that intention, I've done 2 films in Malayalam, and for like Muton and Kuru, both the parts are not what one calls conventional, perhaps. And in my career of having done more than a dozen parts, none of whom are conventional, it makes me think, what is conventional? Is conventional, like, does that mean like poorly written? I mean, I don't know,
I agree.
because I feel like all kinds of women exist, and I don't think Tara is unconventional. I think Tara is more closer, like she's closer to reality than perhaps some of the conventional mainstream
true.
parts. So I don't feel like I'm picking parts that are alienating me from the masses. I do think that not just India, world over, women, I mean, we've started working only since the world wars,
Yeah.
right? It's a new power equation we're trying to grapple with. And there's a lot of confusion, there's a lot of gender games, we're all trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
And at such a time, to play parts that represent the voices that are not perhaps the loudest
Yes.
is a pleasure.
Yes.
It's a privilege. I'm very glad to do this.
It's true.